With the exact date of the Friday afternoon performance you'd like to attend to tickets. The Bob Lassiter Show, WFLA, 801 East Jackson Street, Tampa, 33602. Tickets will be mailed on a first-received basis and cannot be sold. Original ticket possession required for admission to the broadcast. Tickets must be surrendered for admission, after which said ticket will be returned by usher for souvenir. Audience members must bring own seating apparatus. Positively no cigar, pipe, or chewing tobacco use allowed, please. Cigarette smokers must provide own ash receptacle. No firearms or explosive devices, please. Flash cameras permitted only after the performance. All admissions granted under the auspices of the Bob Lassiter Show. Bob Lassiter, host and official screener. Have fun, and we'll see you on a future Friday Bob Lassiter Show. And now, back to Bob.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, come on. Stop now. Stop. Thank you. Oh, what an audience. I swear, they're getting better all the time. By the way, concerning those ticket requests, a whole slew of them just went out this afternoon. So if you had written in and you hadn't received any in the last couple of weeks, that's because we don't run down to the mailbox every day. I'm an important man. I have better things to do than run to the mailbox all the time. And besides, Muffy hadn't gotten them together for me yet, so she did that today, and I mailed them this afternoon. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hi.
Hello, Bob.
Hi.
I'm the guy that was at Bob Evans yesterday morning when Gary McHenry was there and you were there, and I was sitting right next to the guy that you were talking about Dr. Sobels with.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you remember me or not. Or...
yeah, I do.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question, but that can come afterwards. But I wanted to, it's strange sometimes listening to somebody on the radio and always trying to attach a face to them, through the radio wave.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been listening to you since I've been in Tampa for about a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been a lot of times that I really hated you. And then there have been a lot of times that I've listened to what you said.
And then there was the time you saw me at breakfast.
Yeah, well, anyway, I agree with a lot of things that you say, and you do, above all, even, people can hate you, but they can never take that away from you, that you do make people think. And also, I wanted to tell you that you have very kind-looking eyes, which didn't seem to match your radio personality. And I was just curious,
Kind-looking eyes that don't match my personality?
Well, I mean...
I'm not a bad guy. I only get angry at people who deserve, who say dumb things, who deserve my anger.
Well, sometimes, though, it seems that you're ready to jump on them, though, before they even say anything. But, I mean, that's...
Well, now you see there's a possible explanation for that. That could be, and it frequently is, people whose act I've heard before. I know what they're going to say. You see, chronic or regular type callers that always take the same position. So I already know in advance. And you, who obviously don't hear every minute of the show, nobody does but myself, don't necessarily understand that. Maybe it's a shortcoming on my part, but it frequently is the case.
Well, I wanted you to know that my opinion about you has changed drastically. Not just because of seeing you, but just I guess I started really thinking a lot of you when you started talking about living wages and things like that. And I thought, well, gee whiz, people walk around this earth almost, if you remember that movie, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, it's like people walk around and they see nothing, know nothing, and they just live a patterned life, and you force people to think. I mean, and it takes jolting sometimes, I guess, to do that. But what I wanted to ask you, though, was who was that girl sitting next to Gary McHenry?
Oh, that was his sister.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he never goes any place without her.
Okay, I was wondering because
sister.
I've been listening to you.
Oh, you think all this stuff with McHenry and I is some kind of a joke?
Well,
no, he's the biggest nerd in the world.
Well, I tell you what, he surprised me even more than you did. I was thinking about what he must look like, and I was completely surprised. I expected a much older person.
Well, he does look much older on with his Coke bottle glasses. He didn't have his...
he didn't?
No.
Oh.
No, he figured he wasn't going to be playing Yahtzee, so he didn't need his glasses, and that kind of does tend to make him look a little bit younger.
And the lady that was cueing everybody, is that a producer?
Yeah, that's Kathy Good.
And that's what a producer does?
Well, on that show, yes.
Okay, I was just curious. That seems like it would be a fun job.
Well, that would not normally be the case. Obviously, Gary was not able to have visual communication with the person running the board back here at the station. So there would not that's not really Kathy's job, to sit there and hold her finger up and to count down from 10. Kathy normally is the young woman who would book the guests and coordinate the appearances on the program in the morning.
Well, before I go, I would just like to say once more that, that's one thing that they can never take away from you is and I am appreciative also for myself, because I've always tried. I'm not really like other people, or at least I think I'm not. But even though a person can realize certain truths, even so, you still force them to move. Even if they know something, you still force them to take that first step and to get involved.
You're kind, and I thank you.
All right.
Take care. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. During that last call, something happened. Normally, I might have stopped the show at that point, but the young man was a little bit nervous. How dare you people come in late? Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? I mean, ashamed of yourselves at a half an hour late?
First time he was ever in the area, he says, Mikey. Oh.
You're always a half hour late the first time you're traveling new territory? Did he make you wait a half hour the first time, honey?
No, he didn't. I'll bet he was pretty damn quick then.
Yeah. Unbelievable. People have no respect whatsoever for this program anymore. They used to be here on time. Remember when they used to line up out front a half hour early, Mike?
That first week, a half hour to 45 minutes early.
And now they say, oh, well, yeah, a half hour into the show, we'll just wander in. They probably stand around outside saying, what kind of food has been brought in.
They've set a record.
They've set a record? No one has ever shown up this late.
Being late. No one's ever been this late for the studio audience.
Did they tip you for having to go downstairs and get them? They didn't tip you, did they? I didn't think so. They didn't look like the kind. Clearwater,
you're from Michigan.
Yeah, they probably are from Michigan. Clearwater, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Hello. Hi, Clear.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, under the circumstances, with an unruly, ungrateful audience, about as good as you could expect.
Oh, that's good.
Whoa. Mellow out there. What was that?
I said that's good.
Well, thank you.
I was wondering, I heard, like a week ago, that this guy had asked you if you had seen the moon in a day. And, I was wondering if you have, because I've been looking and I have been seeing it out there.
You have or you have not?
Yes, I have.
You have seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a rather busy week for me. I can't say as though I've actually been out looking, so therefore the answer to the question is no.
Yeah?
But that's because it's been such a busy week.
Oh. Well, if you ever get the time, you should look. I mean, today is not a great day to look, but, any other day that's pretty clear. You just got to look kind of hard.
Is there some particular reason why you've been out looking for the moon this week?
Just looking.
Just looking?
Yeah. It just caught my attention when you were saying it.
Mm-hmm. What would you normally be doing in the daytime?
Probably be just sitting at home.
Just kind of sitting around the house?
Yeah.
And watching, maybe soap operas or...
Yeah.
But, well, actually, that sounds kind of good then. At least now you're outside getting some fresh air, which is something that, it's a little difficult to do when you're watching soap operas. So, hey, I'm glad that you heard the show.
Yeah.
Did you see one today?
No. Today's not a good day to look.
Well, maybe you're just looking in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Any place that you recommend in particular where we might check in the daytime to see the moon?
Just look everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
North, south, east, west, just kind of look round and round and round until you find some.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Michael, real smart ski in there types up on the screen, look in the sky. Yeah, right, Michael, right. Oh, he's almost as bad as the studio audience today. It's going to be a long, long afternoon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. It's a Friday, and of course, on Fridays we have a tradition here on the radio show. That means anything goes. St. Petersburg. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob.
Yes, sir.
I was a first-time caller. A little bit nervous, but I wanted to talk about discrimination of men over 40 in the workforce.
Is there something I could possibly do to make you feel at home?
Well, no, I'm just kind of feeling my way as I go here.
Okay.
But, no, I was with McDonald's Corporation and got railroaded by 3 women.
Is that McDonald's as in hamburgers or as in airplanes?
No, that's McDonald's as in hamburgers.
Hamburgers, okay.
You know, and it's, well, I really don't know where to start. Like I said, I put in 3 years with the company, and I started with one woman that was a manager, didn't like me, and wrote me up when I burped, and wrote me up for this, and wrote me up for that. And she's the one that really laid the foundation for them to get rid of me.
Do you mean you're not allowed to have gas and work at McDonald's?
That's it.
I don't really mean to make light of a situation that obviously one that cost you your job, but you can actually get in trouble at McDonald's for burping?
Oh, yes. I mean, just literally anything that is out of the ordinary, you know.
I hate to ask what could happen if the passing of the gas were in the other direction.
For real.
Is that a firing offense right there on the spot?
Well, no, I was a little too smart for them. They couldn't fire me. They tried many times, but I just did everything that was expected of me and figured, well, you know, in the end I'll win out. But
in the end, you'll win out. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In the end, I really, you know, I guess you could say I won out because they fired me in December, and I've been collecting unemployment ever since. Well, you know, while I'm in the process of got resumes out for another position, but.
Again, I'm really not trying to make light of the situation, but I hope you understand that for a mere mortal, this is somewhat mildly amusing. What do they do when you burp? I mean, your employer calls you into the office and says, don't burp, and hands you a memo or something saying that, you know, you only get 2 more burps and you're out, or what? Oh,
it's just like they have these little red sheets of paper, and they make everything's in triplicate. You get one goes in your file, and, you know, one goes with the company records, and it's the funny part of it is
well,
I don't mean to sound...
Don't these people feed you as part of your compensation?
Pardon me?
Don't these people feed you? I mean, don't you get some food as part of your compensation when you work at McDonald's?
Oh, yeah, they eat it.
What in the hell do they expect you to do when you're eating greasy food and Coca-Cola, except burp?
There you go. But
for that, you get in trouble.
You know, I hate to sound... I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's, I don't know, after that experience, could I work with another woman? I mean, because they were just, you know, there are McDonald's, I saw them railroad guys before me. I mean, really just drag them into the dirt. You know, they took one guy.
One second here, I'm not terribly clear on this. You said you're not sure you could work with another woman. Do you normally get gas when you work with women, or?
No, not normally.
Not normally.
But,
okay, so it had, you know, the fact that you had excessive gas had nothing whatsoever to do with your working with a female supervisor.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But that's, like I said, I don't know if I could work with one in any sense of a power situation.
I'm sorry, one of the audience members here was getting a little bit rowdy over there in the corner.
Well, they're allowed. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, you know, the affirmative action brought the women in, and now they're taking over. I mean, there are some McDonald's that men don't even work at. I'm talking in managerial positions. You know, and if you're over 40...
You know, now that you mention it, normally I would say, come on, give me a break. You know, you're just being I don't know, a weenie or something. But now that you mention it, now I think back to grammar school. And it was always the girls that when, you know, we would burp, we'd go, ew, how gross, how disgusting.
Yeah.
The boys never did anything. You know, I think in this particular case, you may have a point.
Yeah, so like I said...
Girls have always hated people who burp.
Well, I just wondered if any of the other listeners had, you know, trouble, you know, because like I said, I'm 41, and they waited until I was 40, and then all of a sudden they didn't need me anymore, and they railroaded me out. And I probably know as much, if not more, as the girls that are still there running the place.
And of course, as everybody knows, as a male gets older, he has a greater tendency to burp.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, the system just doesn't work quite the same way when you get a few years under your belt.
But
how do the job prospects look?
Oh, they don't look too bad. Like I said, I'm over 40, but I'm also a college graduate, and you know, I'm not going to be out sweeping the streets. But it's just a shame that the women have that much power. You know, then they've got an ops manager that sits back and thinks he's running the show.
Are you going to change your diet on your next job?
I do believe so.
I'd recommend it. Because, there are even some boys, usually the ones that used to wear bow ties, they would behave almost as bad as the girls when somebody burped.
Yeah, no doubt.
And, with your luck, you'd probably end up working for one of them.
Oh, heavens. I think I've had it with fast food.
Yeah. Well, it's probably what gave you the gas to start with.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But, they've got some definite problems that need worked out.
And none of these women ever burped.
Oh, I guess not. I don't imagine that,
Look, just to get even with them, why don't you write a letter to one of the area supervisors pretending, that you're just an ordinary customer and, mention the name of one of these female supervisors and say, I will never come to your establishment again because Ms. So-and-so burped while I was there.
Really?
You'd probably get them fired.
Well, I seriously doubt that, but it's worth a try.
Hey, for a quarter, come on.
Really?
What do you have to lose?
By the way, I wanted to say hi to the guys at the parts house. They're all standing around listening to you when they should be working.
The parts house?
Yeah, in St. Petersburg at the parts house place. My brother and everybody, they're the ones that turned me on to you. They said, you got to listen to this guy. He's nuts, And I said, well, I don't know about listening, but I'll talk a little.
Wait a second, sir. People call me up and tell me they got fired at McDonald's because they were burping, and you have the audacity to say it's me that's nuts?
Yeah, really?
I just take the calls like they come in, sir.
Yeah, I guess we all got to be a little bit nuts.
Thank you very much. Wait a second. Let me see if I had this correctly. You could get a double demerit if for some reason an area of the body that really, no matter how clean you are, from time to time does itch. If you scratched where you got an itch.
As long as a person or a customer could not observe it. I mean, if you could run to the back real quick and rub up against some piece of equipment.
In other words, it was perfectly fine to scratch your little heart out in front of fellow employees as long as there were no customers around.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose you could even go back into the kitchen and put your leg up on the counter and scratch.
Yeah, I mean, the methodology of how you do it is not important.
I mean, I guess you could possibly even take a fork and scratch and then put the fork back as long as the customer didn't see. In theory.
In theory. Mm-hmm.
In theory.
Yes. Of course, then again...
Could we have the name of this establishment that allows employees to... No, I guess we better not.
No, I don't think they'd appreciate it, even though I...
But it was Italian.
Yes, it was a mainstream Italian there.
Mayor, just in case you're listening, would you please call up Donatello's and cancel our reservations tonight? Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use your time to send a personal message to my wife, but...
No problem at all.
We just don't want to take any chances whatsoever.
No, after 10 years, if you knew some of the things that go down behind one of those counters, you probably never eat out again.
Like what?
Well, as I recall, working with some of the younger individuals, people in high school who want to go out and earn extra pocket money before school or after school, they often get upset with how they're treated by some of the older management who treat them as like waste products. I mean, you're disposable. You literally
people who do things like jot down on a piece of paper 1 demerit for scratching yourself. That kind of an older person. Yeah,
right. They do. They get very upset that they're just like a cog in the whole machinery of the thing. And if a manager gets a little bit too stuffy with them, they get into retribution.
For example?
Well, they will literally open up a bun and spit on the product and then send it through the drive-thru. They will drop it on the floor and kick it around a little bit before using it. Or, let me see, another one is simply just mess up the condiments, They want ketchup, just put a little mustard in there instead. And then just send it out the door. Because the person's not going to drive all the way back home if he's got ketchup instead of mustard.
No, not likely. Well, this is certainly this has been one of the more enlightening couple of calls that I think I've ever had on this program. This is this is beyond belief. Mm-hmm. Beyond belief. Mike, you want to move the Cobb's Cove spot back into the next hour? Okay. Well, I thank you very much.
I appreciate being able to call in.
All right. Take care there. Unreal. 990-9352 in Hillsborough. Oh, why do I even bother? 461-9352 in Pinellas. You don't think we should give out the numbers? Just kind of basically sit here and play solitaire and give a running account of the game. You're probably right, Michael. I should listen to you.
My dinner plans just changed. Death penalty imposed in a
354 is the... You like that one, Michael? Finally, Mikey liked something I did. It's incredible. It's been 9 years last time you liked something I did. Except, of course, it was his idea. St. Petersburg, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Huh, Bob?
Yes.
Hey, talking about fast food.
Well, actually, we were talking about demerits and where you could scratch and what you could scratch and things of that nature. Yeah.
Hey, I had a friend worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And when things were slow, you know, they used to get cockroaches and put them on that flat griddle and make them race across and see which one would make the other side before the legs burned off.
Now you know that's not true.
It's true.
No, it's not true.
It's true.
No, it's not true.
It is.
You work for Burger King and you're trying to scare people away from McDonald's. I'm not going to listen to that kind of nonsense. Give me a break. St. Petersburg, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
Hi. You know, when my wife was in high school, one of her
I didn't know your wife, sir, when she was in high school. As a matter of fact, I doubt I know her now.
No, when she was in high school, her favorite job was McDonald's because they made her the fry girl. Until one night she was all tired from going to school that day and turned around and the guy asked her, "Does that look like a French fry?" And she filled up the bag again. He says, "Do you still think this looks like a French fry?" He sold man at the counter, and she finally turned around and told him what she thought it looked like.
Yeah.
And she got fired from McDonald's for telling a guy what a French fry really looked like.
What, could you possibly, in language that would not get Michael in a great deal of trouble with the management here at this radio station, give us some kind of an idea as to what your wife thought a bag of French fries looked like?
Well, something along like what his shredded brains would look like coming out as excrement.
She said that he had 4 brains.
Yeah, it would probably translate to that. Bob, there's a very serious thing I really called to ask you about.
Yes.
After all this time of, them messing around with your lead-ins and all this, I read in the newspaper that they're taking it away from you again. A person of your statute deserves more than a half-time Bill Radcliffe.
Well, that's not what the newspaper said at all, really.
Well, they said that you're going to have to massage the station was going to have to massage their times just to be able to acquire Bill Radcliffe to fill in that time slot.
Well, first of all, it didn't say for sure that Bill was doing it.
Well, I just think,
I spoke with Bill today. He didn't give me any indication that... I mean, you must understand that you're reading, first of all, secondhand information given out by somebody who does not necessarily have the best of intentions of giving out accurate information.
I understand that, but we're sitting there reading this newspaper and going, goodness gracious, I mean, you deserve better than that. You really do.
I can tell you that 2 of the 3 names mentioned in that newspaper are, to the best of my knowledge, completely out of the question. At least I was told within the last week that 2 of those 3 people mentioned in the article are totally out of the question.
After remembering whence they came, I figured a couple of those you would either personally throw out one of the 10-story windows or would totally veto it.
I don't have that kind of power, my young friend.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
How about Fowler?
How about him?
He's a name from way back. I think you should talk about that one.
Talk what about it?
But Fowler seems like the logical choice.
That's up to the station.
I
have nothing whatsoever to do with it at all.
You have no input?
No, sir.
Goodness gracious. I would have thought you could have really jumped in and made something happen.
The station would have to be run by absolute, total, complete fools to allow me or anyone else to dictate other day parts. I would have so little respect for these people that if they allowed me to dictate other day parts, I think I'd probably get the hell out.
I don't know. I still think you should have some input as to what your lead-in would be.
Did you hear anything I just had to say?
Huh? Yes, I understand.
I don't think you did.
I understand what you're saying, but goodness gracious.
Matter of fact, you sound so dense. I would think that if they're listening, they'll probably call you and suggest you as a possible lead-in for me.
No, I'm not an attorney. I think attorneys and news anchors are about the only thing that can make it right now.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. There's been an affinity with real estate people in the past and all kinds of strange characters.
Well, I just wanted to find out because I was really worried about that. I don't know about that Radcliffe part-time. That really messes up the morning show. Then, gosh, it blends over into the 12 o'clock news and Paul Harvey. I'm just not quite sure.
Hey, quit your bitching, man. It just might be Jack Ellery. Whoa.
when news happens in Seminole or anywhere in the Bay Area. Hear it first on News Radio 9.
Lassiter, News Radio 970, WFLA.
Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. What an audience. 11 and a half minutes after the hour of 4 o'clock. Welcome back. Second hour for a Friday afternoon, March 31st, 1989. Yes. It's been an exciting first hour, rather difficult to explain to you. We discussed the demerit system. We discussed the proper use of a fork in a public restaurant. We discussed natural gas and many other areas of interest to the audience during the first hour. It is a Friday, and of course on Fridays it means literally anything goes, which is a clever way of saying open phones. Much more clever than saying open phones, I think, but, it's up to you guys. I shall give you the telephone numbers, because with anything goes, it's obviously up to you. 990-9352 in Hillsborough. That's 990-WFLA. Hillsborough is the county with the taller buildings. In Pinellas County, 461-9352, 461-WFLA. Pinellas County is the county that tends to have the shorter drivers, those who do not quite make it to the top of the dashboard. Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Mr. Lassiter?
Yes, sir.
I was driving down Mayberry and Gandy, and I saw that car wash you keep talking about on the radio.
Uh-huh.
So I pulled in there, and some crippled feller came out and told me I'd have to move my truck because I had too much mud and cow chips on the side. So in the process of me moving, I guess some cow chips fell down on the parking lot, and he slipped and fell, and somebody had to run out of the building and pick him up, and I was so embarrassed I had to drive away. But if they're listening, I just want to say I'm sorry.
Okay.
And when you weren't here for Easter, I got an Easter present for you.
Oh, really?
Hipperty-hopperty, hipperty-hopperty, Easter time is here.
Whoa, one second. Could I possibly talk you into a duet?
You want to do a duet, Mr. Lassiter?
Yes, I would be honored if you would allow me to. Would you consider allowing me?
Sure.
Okay, well,
certainly.
One second, let me get my saxophone case up here. Oh man, this is farm out.
What are we going to play?
Well, I'd like to play, the song that you just played.
Hipperty-hopperty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I give the downbeat?
Sure.
All right. It'll be on 4. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3. 4.
Can you play that an octave faster? Can you play that an octave faster, Mr. Lassiter?
An octave faster?
Yes, please.
Well, if you insist, are you ready?
Okay.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000. 4. All right.
We're going to do a concert one day, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh, man, I tell you, good music brings tears to my eyes.
I love to play the saxophone.
So do I. It's my favorite instrument.
It's been a pleasure, Mr. Lassiter.
Hey, my pleasure.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you so much for calling. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Of course, this is the blood drive week, and I can well understand why many of you who have never called this radio station before, or any radio station as far as that goes, might be a little leery of getting involved with what's going on here this afternoon, but what can I say? Larg, you're on the air at 970 WFLA, home of the Stars.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Oh, hey, it's not too bad. The shoulder's been fairly good this week, not an awful lot of problems.
Good this week.
The pimples have pretty much cleared up from behind my ears. I didn't really put on a hell of a lot of weight in New Orleans, but, I didn't take any off either. And the car's running fine. I didn't get a chance to get it washed this week. That's kind of a drag because the carpet's a little... It's got that dark burgundy carpet, and it picks up everything. A couple of grains of sand, and it looks dirty. Sophie has pretty much recovered from her time away in the kennel last week. In the first couple of days, she'd forgotten most of her... Pardon, sir?
Hey, Bob.
Were you talking to someone else?
No, it sure wasn't, Bob. You are the only one, Bob.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Bob, you know the guy that brought the cookies and beer to you?
Sir, they're not cookies.
He said that he brought the cookies and beer. Guess what? We
sir,
fired that guy from a job that he used to work on for being late all the time.
For being late on all the time, I wouldn't be surprised. Also, probably for disappointing you because they weren't cookies. They were just chocolate chips, not chocolate chip cookies.
That guy's the house dog. He knows who I am, too.
Well, he seems to be trembling in fear over there.
Oh, yeah?
He asked why you're not working.
You see why he's there today, right? Today's Friday, Bob.
Yeah.
He's not working or anything, you know?
Yeah, well, he was late. He could have been coming in from work for as far as I know.
What's that?
He was late arriving.
Right.
Yes.
And don't you know we had a big kick out of hearing that, Bob? And we recognized his voice. He told us he was going to be on the show, and we just had fun. Had a ball, you know?
You mean you work where he works?
Well, he used to work here.
Oh, he used to work there.
Right. See, we got rid of him for being late.
When did you get rid of him?
Huh?
When did you get rid of him?
Why?
When?
Oh, when?
When?
It's been about 3
why?
weeks ago or so.
No, why, sir?
Why? For being late, Bob.
No, sir. When? When? Try to read my lips. When did you get rid of him?
It was 3 weeks ago, Bob. You said, when did we get rid of him?
No, sir, I said why.
Oh, why? For being late, Bob. Come on. For being late, just like he's late on your show. That's like taboo. You're never late for Bob now.
Sir, I know he was late on my show, but when did you get rid of him?
Oh, come on, Bob.
All right.
3 weeks ago, Bob.
3 weeks ago.
I can't say the date. I can't remember the time. Okay, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
I won't do that to him or myself.
Okay.
Hey, Bob, but you're number one, and... Hey, how's life treating you so far? You told me about the dog, soap, and everything else. I might get a chance to see you at the Renaissance.
When I went through all of that? You weren't? I went through all of that and you weren't listening?
Huh? Yeah, I was listening, Bob.
Then why did you ask again?
Because you're number one, Bob. That's why.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you tell Lionel that, too.
Oh, well, all right.
Also, Toledo Weaver and all of them. Hey,
okay,
Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
You heard
May
him,
the
Lionel.
best person win, you know?
Macho Man and Hulk Hogan may the best person... Well, of course, then obviously you're going for Macho Man.
Yeah, I suppose so, because Hulk, he still say that he's from town.
So.
What's that?
What do you mean, yeah, I suppose so? How many guys hang out in your neighborhood with chicken fat all over their bodies and bleached blonde hair?
Not too many, Bob, because we'll run them out, I tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Macho
We'll
Man
run them out just like we'll run Rocky out for being that way.
Okay, thank you.
You know it.
Be good.
Hey, same to you, Bob.
Okay. You want to make a bet on that match, by the way?
Oh, yeah, anytime. How much you got for it?
A nickel.
A nickel?
Yeah, a nickel.
That's not enough, Bob. I can have more money than that within a day, you know?
Well, yeah, that's because you got a job.
Yeah. But the other guy that's there, he don't have a job anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's because he was late.
What's that?
Because he was late.
Right, for being late. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Bob, you have a good one now.
I'll try. Whoa, a room full of foxes down here. How's things going out there, Garrow?
Hey, it is wet out here, Big Bubba.
Wet?
Pouring down rain. Look out your window. It's sunny and bright where you are.
That's right, Gary. It is sunny. Where are you?
I don't know. It's raining. We can't see anything. We're just flying somewhere. Actually, over northern Hillsborough County, Carrollwood, Town and Country, Oldsmar. It is pouring down. It is raining cats and dogs and everything else out here. So...
But I'll bet it's not raining foxes.
No, but I'll tell you what. It is a good thing that I waxed my Yahtzee dice for the big weekend because they are definitely starting to beat up now. Florida and Bush, minor accident reported. Check.
Not to Oric right now. How about if I told you that the Oric vacuum cleaner has an automatic height adjustment? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But how about if I told you that it almost makes vacuuming fun? Sure, anybody can say automatic height adjustment. Anybody can say all of the other things, but I'm not kidding you. The Oric vacuum cleaner is so lightweight. It gets around so easily. It picks up so much dirt that it almost makes vacuuming fun. At least it does in my house, you know? Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit weird. Maybe Mary's a little bit weird. But I'm telling you, we fight over the Oric vacuum cleaner, and I'm not kidding. I could not possibly make that up. So if you would like a vacuum cleaner that will almost make vacuuming fun. Sweeping is believing. Then get thy body over to one of two locations, please. 13230 North Dale Mabry in Tampa. That's 264-1937, the telephone number. Or 2454 McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater, telephone number 726-0523. Wrapping up this week at your Auric Vacuum Cleaning. At your Auric Vacuum. Oh, let's try this. The place they sell the Aurics, okay? The place they sell the Aurics, the Auric Vacuum Cleaning Center. Wrapping up this week. Jeez. Look, they've cut the prices on these things unbelievably. And like, today, tomorrow, the last possible day is $199.95. Maybe I cannot say your Auric Vacuum Care Floor Center. Floor Care Center. But it's only $199.95. But with approved credit, you can get a 12-month financing program interest-free. Now, that means you can get an Auric as well as lessons on how to say it for as low as $20 a month interest-free. Now, Auric is the vacuum with a unique top-fill design, a powerful high-speed motor, the deep cleaning brush action, all of those other things I talked about, but it's also the vacuum cleaner that's almost fun to use. $199.95 for an Auric show model vacuum cleaner this week. That's a savings of $150. Remember, all Auric vacuums come with a 2-year warranty, and Auric Floor Care Centers service all brands of vacuums. So buy your new Auric now and pay no interest for 1 whole year and pay only $20 per month. See the Auric at the following Floor Care Centers: 13230 North Dale Mabry in Tampa, 2454 McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater. They all dropped off while I was doing the Auric commercial?
Drop-offs right in a row.
3 people dropped, and all probably went to the Auric Vacuum Cleaner Center.
I don't know how to explain it, sir. Actually, I took the numbers, and I'm going to be calling them back tomorrow night.
The studio audience can verify that I'm sitting here with my back to the phone. I have such confidence, just destroying this Auric commercial, just stumbling all over the name of the client, and I turn around ready to go to calls, and there's nothing there. So the are they all dropped off? Well, let's give the phone number again. 990-9352 in Hillsborough. That's 990. I'm really embarrassed about this. This never happens to me, studio audience. 990-935. It's probably something wrong with the phone lines. There's probably an accident. That's the ticket. There's an accident in downtown Tampa. The GT cable was cut. They'll have it fixed in a few minutes. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Of course, it being a Friday, that means anything goes. Oh, that's right. As you can hear in the background, the live studio audience, of course, anticipating the arrival of the next call. The next call will be coming in at virtually any time. Here he comes now. Let's go to Lutz. Lutz, hi, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Lutz, where do you stand on this issue of the restaurants and the forks and things of that nature?
I wanted to discuss this. Yeah. And I'd heard. Yeah.
What did you hear?
Yeah. And I'd heard.
If you ever pick your ass with a fork, Tom.
And I'd heard after the.
Don't stutter on me. Either you did or you didn't.
And I'd heard.
Get off my phone, you jerk. Let's take another call.
Hello, is this Ted Webb?
No, it is not Ted Webb.
No, nothing.
I am Bob Lassiter.
Zero.
Sir. Not Ted Webb.
Nothing.
Webb comes on at 6, sir.
You know nothing.
I know I'm not Ted Webb.
Not a damn thing, buddy.
I know I'm not Ted Webb, sir. That much I know.
No, nothing.
Well, that's true, sir.
Nothing. Nothing.
Sir, do you
Not
pick
a
your
damn
fork
thing.
with an ass?
Zero. Nada.
Yes, sir.
Nothing.
Nothing. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas. Clearwater. You, sir, are on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob. Is this Bob?
Yes, it is.
Hey, how's it going? I want to talk to you about these guys that got, they got fired there at McDonald's. I just find it awfully unreasonable. But, the guy that he brought in the cookies and beer, I think I used to work at McDonald's with him, and I believe he got fired for, leaving excretion at the counter.
Uh-huh.
Is his name Rob by any chance?
I would have the
Rob?
biggest idea. I don't check the names of my audience.
Oh, well, I think you better check up on this guy a little bit. But is there any chance I might be able to open up maybe possibly a can of worms?
A can of worms?
Yes.
I suppose that is always a possibility.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure this would be a can of worms for you, but maybe for some...
Don't use names on the show, which is why I just dumped out what you said. And now I'm going to dump on you, too. Off we go now to... what the hell? Let's just answer the phone. Hello. Hello.
Hi, friend, Bob.
Yeah. Gee, I guess he must have chickened out. 990-935, I can well understand. Talking to the magnificent Lassiter. You see, what we are doing this week, and it has been such an incredibly interesting week up until this point, is new blood. New blood because we got tired of talking to the hopelessly chronic old callers. And unfortunately, we apparently have run out of new, invigorating blood and have run into some rather disgusting new blood. But hey, we take it. We take it like we can get it. You people here didn't pay anything to get in, right? This is radio. You don't shake your head on radio. No. You people over here didn't pay anything to get in, right? No. Okay, so you're getting your money's worth here, right? Right. Okay. Palm Harbor. Palm, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob, how you doing? My name's Alan from Palm Harbor.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you know that I'm a long-time listener. I used to listen to music all the time. And after hearing you on the radio, I'm a talk addict, and all I do is have WFLA on radio 24 hours when I'm listening. Just want to tell you what a funny guy you are and that you're great entertainment to listen to.
24 hours when you're listening?
Well, I don't listen for 24 hours, but anytime in my car, I deliver pizzas as a part-time job, and when I'm doing that, I listen to you guys.
What do you do when you're not delivering pizzas?
I'm an electronic technician.
And why don't you listen then?
Well, because that's a good question. They have another radio station on, but I could actually get up, one of those radios you wear on your head. But the thing is, I just started the job, and I have to listen to other techs to get some information that I need.
Well, sometimes those radios that you just wear on your head, they come equipped with those antennas. They make you look like a moose.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be worrying about that. But I think you're worth it to listen to, anyhow. But you're really a funny guy. I hope to meet you one day.
Sure, it's easy to say when, they don't have moose season down here. But if I worked in Minnesota, then, I'd be interested in what you had to say. But thank you very much anyway.
Okay, it's fun listening to you.
Okay, also fun listening to Don Richards, standing by at the WFLA News Desk. Don?
970 W.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me explain to the audience, because, of course, we have this blood drive this week. On Fridays, we do Anything Goes, which means it's another way of saying open phones. It's a relatively cute way of saying open phones. And normally on Friday, the phones are jam-packed full. Now, they aren't today, which is, first of all, the source of a great personal embarrassment for me in front of the live studio audience, most of whom are already talking amongst themselves and looking at the door because, they hey, 1-2 calls on the board. The magnificent Lassiter has lost it. Well, no, the magnificent Lassiter has not lost it. It's just that we have to explain to these new first-time callers that they can call about most anything. Now, we had perhaps one of the more amusing hours in the first hour. The second hour so far has not been amusing. It has not been amusing at all. So I shall again give the telephone numbers. 990-9352 in Hillsborough. That's 990-9352. In Pinellas County, that's 461-9352, 461-WFLA. Also, at this point, I will give a minor warning to those of you who are sitting at home who have telephones and could be making my Van Ortner twinkle. If you do not make the Van Ortner twinkle, we shall interview the audience here in the studio. Dunedin, Dunn, how you doing? You're on the air at 9-7. Unbelievably hung up as I said hello. It's been on the air for 3 minutes. Dunedin? I thought so. He hung up. We'll give him a second to get back to his radio and turn it up here. All right there, you miserable coward in Dunedin. You absolutely gutless wonder. Well, you're probably smart to hang up because I would have made a fool of you. I would have cut you into little pieces of bait and hung you out to dry. I don't blame you for hanging up. You're not worthy of it. You're not worthy of coming on the air with a magnificent Lassiter. Orican and Lassiter seem to be very difficult words for me to say today. But, okay, we will be bringing our first audience member up for an in-depth interview anytime now. Anytime we'll be bringing, unless, of course, the call comes in on an Anything Goes Friday, an interview. And the woman is now starting to weep. But that's all right. Several other people in the audience are also starting to weep at the prospect of listening to the story that this woman has brought to... Oh, now she's... Madam, have you ever listened to my program before? Holding your hands in the praying position and making the sign of the cross will not help. It may get you actually a much longer interview. Unbelievable. Comes in here and starts, holding her hands up like she's praying. Unreal. Well, before we start interviewing her, there are some other business that I suppose we should attend to here at the radio station. Well.
Hi, Bob.
Gee, isn't it amazing that you say things like that and all of a sudden they start playing the Gary McHenry song?
You know what, Bob? But since you're having such a lousy day and everything and nobody's calling and the audience is a dud and all that stuff, I mean, you and I could just chat. That guy woke him up.
Gary, where are you cruising for Foxes this weekend?
I tell you, Bob, I'm so darn burned out with the, the Bob Evans remote yesterday. And then,
a lot of people were burned out.
Hit a couple of spots last night, Bob.
Really?
And, it was Fox City last night, Bob.
Fox City? Where'd you go?
Well, do you think I should mention names?
Oh, sure, Gary.
Chili's on Dale Mabry.
Chili's on Dale Mabry, Fox City.
Our sister station morning show, Big Shot, Big Star, Jack Harris and I hit Chili's last night, and it was pandemonium. Panda-stinkin-monium. Unbelievable.
But I thought Mr. Harris was attached.
Well, he was. He was real good. He was real good.
Yeah.
See, the problem is whenever we go, whenever Jack and I go anywhere together, of course, I'm always mobbed. And, so it's really easy for Jack to play it cool.
That's not what Jack said. As a matter of fact, it's not what I saw. The last time I saw you two together, there were all these women tugging on Jack's arm saying, could you get me some discount coupons there at the supermarket? And nobody was talking to you.
No, they were all saying, please give me Gary's phone number, please. That's what they were saying, Bob.
Yeah, right. Why don't you sell us...
Get the lady in the blue blouse up there, will you? And I'll tell you about the traffic. And in the meanwhile, traffic along Bush Boulevard is affected. We have rain.
But, couldn't even get on over. He tells me there's one good caller. One good caller, and that's the one, of course, that we will be going to at some point in the next few minutes, and it could be even right now. Tarpon Springs, Tarpon High, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob, I was wanting to share something with you. I go to a university in the state of Florida.
Uh-huh.
And the other day there was someone handing out newspapers.
Son of a gun, isn't that amazing? Right there on the campus.
USF, Tampa.
What was that, sir?
USF Tampa campus, USF.
USF, handing out newspapers right there.
Well, what it was the African People's Socialist Party.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought you might be interested in something that was said.
Oh, what's that?
They said that all African Americans should be released from American concentration camps, quote, prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what you thought about that.
Well, I think that any African Americans that are being held at concentration camps should indeed be released.
No, but they said that they were prisons. They call our prison system...
Concentration camps are frequently thought of as prisons.
They call our American prison system concentration camps, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think that most people in prison are there for a good reason.
I would certainly hope so.
So, I don't think that they should be released.
Did you think there was any possibility that I might think that people who belong in prison should be released? Did you think there was any possibility that I might, want to release killers and rapists and burglars and people like that?
No, I didn't. I give you credit as being a more sensible man.
Then might I ask why you asked what I thought about that?
Because I thought you might find it humorous.
You thought I might find what humorous?
That this party, I thought it was a political party, but I guess they're pretty radical because if they want to release all the people of African descent that are in our prisons, I think that we'd have a little problem on our hands.
I would think so, too.
Okay.
Okay, take care there, Tarpon Springs.
Adios.
All right. Seems to be a gross waste of the time on the part of the African people's political, whatever it may be, to be passing out newspapers on some campuses around here. Gross waste of their time. Let's see. You're not going to recommend anybody, huh, Stereo? You're just going to let me,
Bob, we've been doing this together for, 3 years, 2 stations now?
Yeah.
And the whole shtick is, I screen them, get the best ones or the worst ones, and give them to you.
The best and the worst.
No, not these. I'm not going to recommend
these
any
are
of
all
these.
in between.
You would be better off interviewing people passing by, going to their cars in the parking lot out front.
That's almost impossible. They couldn't hear me through this glass.
You understand.
That's your point.
That bad.
That they couldn't hear me and we couldn't hear them, and...
It's that bad.
Well, how about this poor woman who's now a total nervous wreck in the blue blouse, who we've been threatening now for almost 10 minutes? The one with the tears in her eyes?
I don't know.
Should we let her marinate a little bit long over there in her
let her sit there and stew in her juices for a few more minutes.
Okay, let's see here. Let's go to St. Petersburg. Hi there, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing reasonably well. It's the weekend, and it's about the only thing I got going for me. It looks like it's going to rain.
I didn't want you to have to interview the woman in the blue blouse.
Well,
I have a date for Gary McHenry.
Date for Gary? It's a possibility, but now I'm afraid that she's just such an emotional wreck that it wouldn't, even for Gary, wouldn't be much.
No, I have a date for him.
You have a date for him?
Yeah, not me, but I know somebody that likes Yahtzee a lot.
You know somebody that likes Yahtzee a lot. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I'll tell Gary the next time I talk to him, which really won't be much longer. I'll be talking with him soon.
Well, I just actually called to say hello. I'm very nervous, and I've never called you before, but I've wanted to. I want to tell you I like your show. Everybody at work listens to it.
Well, thank you very much, and I want you to know that as the show progresses, I'm becoming more and more nervous.
I don't blame you.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Don Richards standing by at the WFLA news desk. Don, I'm not really sure. Should my studio audience be bummed out about this, or my home audience? But nonetheless, we'll go back to the phones. Tampa, you're on there at 970 WFLA. Hi there, Tampa.
Hello. Hello. Bob.
Yes, sir. Yes, I think mine's working too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, kind of nervous about this. Jay Furnace here. Before we get going, what's that about Brazilian Motor Works, BMW? I thought you was an all-American type of man.
Sir, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, they just did a commercial for a BMW cars. Now, I ain't too sure what them initials stand for, but I know it ain't non-American.
I believe it's a Bavarian Motor Works, sir.
Where's that?
In Bavaria.
Is that South America? Is that one in Brazil?
Sure is, sir. Off we go now to, of course, that apparently was not the good call. That does leave a line open, however, in, where is that? Hillsborough, 990-9352. Perhaps this is the good call. Dunedin, Dunn, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi,
Studio
Don.
audience, how you doing? Hello.
You see, the reason I had to do that is you asked a direct question of the studio audience. They are listening on delay.
Oh.
So we had to wait for your question to catch up with them for them to answer it.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. The last thing I wanted to hear.
I'm going to apologize to them, so I got to wait again.
Last thing I wanted to hear was boring life.
Wait a second. They haven't heard your apology yet. Just hold on.
All right. Sorry.
Well, do you forgive me?
Yeah.
Okay, they forgive you.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is the last thing I want to hear is the boring life of the girl in the blue or whatever she looks like or whatever.
Doesn't look like it's that boring to me. She just doesn't want to tell it.
Oh, okay. Well,
and if it was that boring, why would she be sitting over there sweating and crying?
I just thought that my story, with being a long-time, 2-year listener, first-time caller, would be a little bit more interesting than what she had to say.
2-year listener, first-time caller?
Yeah.
Whoa, that gets a double tweet.
Wow. the company I was working for, me and this other supervisor were driving around, and I got into his car one day, and I was always a rock and roller, I guess you could say. And he had this station on. And I said, how can you listen to this crap? And he said, what do you get out of your rock and roll? You know, so I kind of thought about it, and I started listening to it. And then after, a couple of back and forths, I finally kind of grew on you like mold, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just, all of a sudden, every day, you just can't, you get addicted, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then the day when I finally realized that it was just so addicting was the day when Uncle Dickie passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home, and my wife had asked me, what is wrong with you? And I guess that it just showed all over my face that I was just truly heartbroken over this. And I had told her that my best friend had died, and I swear that's what it felt like, even though I'd never called or nothing. And, I'd like to think of you as a best friend, too, because you really make me laugh, and you and Lionel there, I'm rolling, half the time.
Well, I thank you very much.
And just wanted to call and make you twinkle, I guess. So.
Well, you did help to make the Van Ordner twinkle, and I appreciate it.
All righty, and Suryo there, he can sit on it for as far as being boring callers, you know.
Well, he said all but one.
This was the good call.
This was
the good call we were chatting about.
I'm sorry. All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Almost got you that time, Stereo, huh? Now what am I supposed to do with the other 8 people there that I've got to deal with in the next half hour?
Suffer.
Oh, suffer. Well, maybe there were 2 good callers? Isn't that what you really meant to say?
When news happens in St. Petersburg or anywhere.
You know what I mean.
6 years. Oh, downtown Tampa. Oh, it's the big city.
Oh. Whereabouts in Canada you guys from? What was it, Moose Jaw? Big city, downtown Tampa. Okay, back to the phones we go. The Van Ordner is Van Ordning much better than it was earlier. St. Pete, hi, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob. This is Floyd.
Yes, Floyd.
How you doing, Bob?
Fine, Floyd.
I got a friend of mine here who wants to talk to you about that Snow White issue. About Snow White on the Oscars the other night.
Yes, Floyd. I suppose that is somewhat of a hot topic in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it sure is. Hold on a second. Hey, Mickey, come over here a minute. Mickey wants to talk to you. Hold on.
Mickey.
Hello, boys and girls. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Fine, Mickey. How's Minnie?
Oh, she's doing fine. She's getting that female menopause now, and that really drives me crazy, but you know how that is.
Uh-huh.
Being as old as we are.
Mickey, I had told Mary that you were going to be on my show one day this week.
Really?
Yes, I did.
How did you know I was going to call you?
Well,
Wait, Pluto, stop licking yourself there. I told you not to do that anymore. God, what would the kids say? Go ahead, I'm sorry, Bob.
Just something I knew about Mick. That's all.
Oh, okay. Pluto, get off my leg. God, this dog. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry. Let me put him in the cage. Anyways, I'm really disgusted with what they did to Snow White, being such a nice girl that she is. She came over my house here.
Well, wait a second. Are you serious? I loved the bit. I thought it was one of the great moments of Oscar history. Are you serious, Mickey? You didn't like it?
Bob, how could you do that? The kids admire that lady. How could young girls want to be like Snow White all their lives, and you're here calling her a bitch? I can't believe you.
I'm not saying anything unkind. I thought it was a great bit.
You know what I did to her?
A great bit. B-I-T, Mickey.
Oh, okay. You know what I did to Frank Lorenzo, no? I didn't let him have any E-tickets for 5 years.
And any what tickets?
No, E-tickets. E. You know when you go the E-tickets?
E.
Yes. A, B, C, D, E.
E.
For the rides?
No, I don't know anything about E-tickets.
Well, yeah, we got like a one-time charge now, but we told him we wouldn't let him have any E-tickets.
Oh, okay.
We confused him.
Do you make him park in the goofy lot?
Excuse me?
You make him park when he comes over in the goofy lot.
Yeah, definitely.
That seems to be what I usually end up too.
That's all I wanted to address, really.
Oh, okay,
let me put Floyd back on. Hold on just a minute. Hi, bye, boys and girls. I love you.
Hello, Bob.
Yes, Floyd.
Yeah, he just came over and, you know, he wanted to say a couple of things about that, so I just thought maybe call you up because everybody who was calling up was pretty boring.
Have you and Mickey been buddies long?
Oh, please. I mean, me and Mickey go back. He went over to Wichita when we had that farm, you know.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he'd go by and pick up some corn and stuff, you know, being a mouse like he is. But he's a real cool guy.
Okay, well, thanks, Floyd.
All right, we'll see you later, Bob.
Take care. Off it is now to St. Petersburg. Hi there, St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
First-time caller.
Okay.
Okay, I have to be
See if
to
you
get
can
on,
bottom
I guess.
that previous one.
Excuse me?
See if you can
I'll be better.
bottom that previous one.
Listen, I want to utilize your studio audience today.
You want to utilize the studio audience.
Right.
Okay, I'm not sure that I...
Well, your advice as well, though. I need some advice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going to a wedding tomorrow.
Okay,
Right.
You're going to a wedding, yeah.
Right, it's a good friend of mine.
I would hope
And,
so.
and he's getting married on April Fool's Day, so we got to pull a joke on him since it's April Fool's.
Uh-huh.
And I want your all's advice what we should do.
Well, gee, I'm not really into practical jokes, per se. I hadn't even really thought about tomorrow being April Fool's Day.
Well, yeah, you see, you're not on the air, so we can't pull a joke on you, so I guess I got to do it with my friend.
Wow, you know what I would do if I could? It's not going to be easy, and I can't tell you how to do it.
All right.
But you know, it's going to be one of those formal weddings, you know, with a long gown and
Yeah.
the veil and the whole bit.
Exactly. They're working a lot of money. I
I'd
know
switch
that.
his girl for Liz Richards.
Lizard.
Oh, that would be an April Fool's joke.
He may not be my friend anymore if I do that, Bob.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, she's a very, very, very hot-looking lady.
Oh, well, we haven't seen her. We just heard her voice and know that someone said, don't quote me, I just heard someone say when she talks, she whistles through her nose.
I have no idea what that would possibly be about. I can not in any shape, manner, or form.
I know. I'm not
concur
putting
with
you
that.
on the spot. That's just what I heard.
If you can't get Liz Richards, then maybe Danny the Dodger.
Danny the Dodger.
That would also be quite a treat when, you know, your friend lifted up the veil there.
Well, I don't think he's going to lift it up during the wedding, though. I need something everybody in the audience is going to see.
Uh-huh.
You can't do that in the middle of the ceremony.
Gosh, did you call Janet Skialis and ask her? You know, the astrologette over at the other station?
Astrologette, right.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Bob.
By the way, oh, Dan, thank you for reminding me. This really has nothing to do with what you're calling about, but I keep forgetting. I've been sitting on this information now for a number of days, and I know that there are an awful lot of people who would like to know this, but it appears in the latest Arbitrends that WEND beats WTKN in many day parts, actually day parts that count a lot, like morning drive, things like that, in the desirable demographics.
Which one's WEND?
Well, that's the whole point. You see, nobody knows. So Shorty, it was bad enough when you brought him in under a 1, but Shorty, when you start to lose out the END, you know, come on, Shorty, get into something, you know, some kind of business you understand, like animal husbandry or something like that, you know?
Well, I guess you don't have an answer for me, Bob. I don't mean to cut you off, but actually we got the rehearsal dinner I got to be to at 5:30, and it's already 5:20. But I'm a first-time caller. I was excited. I didn't have to say anything too sophisticated because you can't really cut me down on this. So just wanted to talk to you, let you know I enjoy your show, and I'll be listening to you next week.
Well, thank you.
All right, Bob.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, poor Bob.
Standing by with a dangerous WFLA airborne traffic report, the world's most dangerous airborne WFLA traffic reporter.
Body like a bronze Adonis.
With a body like a bronze Adonis.
Right. Very good, Bob. Very good, Bob. Eastbound
Very
traffic.
good, Bob. Very good, Bob.
Eastbound traffic on the
Eastbound traffic.
Howard
Eastbound
Franklin
traffic
Bridge.
on the Howard
Franklin Bridge. Moving slower than. Bob Show. Westbound traffic, not too bad. It is delayed, though.
Coins. Unreal. Sir, you should be ashamed of yourself. $1.39. Seminole, Sam, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Sam.
How you doing?
Oh, you know, really upset now with this guy with the Canadian quarters and pennies and nickels. He's been here for 6 years.
Why don't you buy them off of him? You did that before.
No, sir. I had people give me Canadian money.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Well, listen, I've been
Bags
listening.
of it at home.
Pardon me?
I have bags of it at home.
Oh, time to take them to the bank.
No, I'm just going to keep collecting it. And, maybe when I retire, might go to British Columbia or something like that and buy a nice piece of land with it.
Yeah, I haven't heard land's cheap up there. Listen, Bob, I've been listening to you. Pardon me?
How cheap?
Well, I'm from upstate New York, about 50 miles from the Canadian border, and you can buy land dirt cheap up there.
Whereabouts?
Up around Watertown.
Watertown? Yeah, I've been through Watertown.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. My first father-in-law was from, I guess it's Seminole Lake.
Oh, no kidding.
Lake Seminole. One or the other.
So, listen, I've been listening to your show for about 6 months, and,
It's been on longer than that. How can where were you for the first 3 years?
Well, I ran across your show accidentally.
Oh, accidentally.
Yeah. Well, I usually listen to country music, and I was just tuning around the dial and looking for Paul Harvey, and I heard you on there, and it made me laugh ever since.
Well, thank you. Oh, I see. It wasn't meant as a... Oh, okay.
Well, you make me think, too, but you make me laugh.
Oh, okay.
Listen, how come you haven't had the Fez on for the last couple weeks?
Well, I wasn't here last week, and Fez is apparently attending some type of convention, some NAMBLA, something like that.
Well, we won't ask what kind of convention he's attending. I can just imagine.
But he might call in yet before the afternoon is over.
Well, I hope so. You two get cutting up and carrying on really makes me laugh.
Well, Fez is a sweet man.
Yeah, I
Very
imagine.
sweet man.
It sounds like it.
The audience just wasn't big and burly enough for him this afternoon. It's probably he normally hides out in the hedges out in front of the station, and if the audience looks really burly, then he does come in.
And
if
they
it
gotta
doesn't,
sweat.
he goes to someplace else. Gold's Gym, I guess.
Well, listen, Bob, you're doing a great job, and keep it up. You make me laugh a lot.
Well, thank you there, caller.
All right.
Be good, Seminole. Off it is now to... Michael's starting to recommend them again now. Tampa, you're on the air at 970
Yeah, but you also noticed he's
WFLA.
only been on hold for 2 minutes.
Well, that is true. Hello, Tampa.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Bob?
This is Bob. Who is this?
This is Mike, first-time caller, Bob.
Oh, Mike, we don't want your name. What'd you give me your name for?
Why's that?
Why?
Why don't you want my name?
Why would I want your name?
Because you're talking to Mike, Bob.
Whoa. What would you want, Mike?
Well, this is free for all, right, Bob?
Well,
free for all Friday?
No, it's not free for all, sir. I charge the station a hell of a lot of money for this. It's free for you guys. It's not free for the station. It's anything goes Friday, if that's what you meant.
Oh, okay, Bob.
But I still accept my pay for it.
No.
No matter how much they complain.
Well, Bob,
Yeah.
really, my boss made this call, and then he handed me the phone and said, hey, you're talking to Bob Lassiter.
Oh, one of those kind of chicken bosses, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the guy that tells you, yeah, you do what I tell you, or else you'll be out of work next week. But when it comes time to talking to Bob Lassiter, oh, I can't talk to Bob Lassiter, oh, I really feel sorry for you, Mike, working for a guy like that.
Yeah, so my heart's beating 90 miles a minute.
Well, just think how fast his is beating.
But listen, Bob, I'm glad I got on the air because I really wanted to call because my brother turned me on to you about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were having the Thank You Ronald Reagan Day.
Uh-huh.
Was that you?
Well, quite possibly. It would have been a little more than a month ago, but yeah.
Okay, and I just really wanted to give a sincere thanks to Ronald Reagan because I really feel like that he's pulled our country out of a big mess that the Democrats left us in, and that he's made things a lot easier on a lot of people.
Are you a minimum wage worker?
No, Bob. I'm a 30 G a year worker.
What? 30 G a year?
The middle class.
Well, how much does that gutless wonder of a boss of yours get?
He makes less than I do, Bob. Hey, I'm the only one making any money.
Thank you, caller. Take care there. John Richards standing by at the WFLA News desk. Sit there with your telephone is not good enough. Sorry, I don't think your material is good enough either. Largo, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
This will be a better Largo call.
Well, that certainly doesn't say much, though. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, at least you're not pinching your nose.
I was listening to Jay Harvey today from 2 to 3 on the other station.
Uh-huh.
And he was
begging for calls and begging for someone to...
Oh, Dan, it's really tragic. We forgot all about the remote over there, Michael. You were supposed to keep a tickler file on this. It's
Bob,
all
I'm
your
a
fault.
first-time caller, and I've listened to you ever since you were on the other station at night.
Hmm.
And it's great.
Well,
I don't think I'm going to go by and see Jay Harvey anymore.
Well, why not?
They were rude to me, Bob.
Wait, finish the pizza before you tell them where your heart really lies.
Well, I had one piece,
Yeah.
and then I told him...
Was it
and,
good pizza, though?
Pardon?
Was the pizza any good?
It was okay.
Just kind of okay pizza.
It was a little cold.
It's
been sitting there a while.
Did they have any record albums or concert tickets or anything like that to give you, movie passes, anything like that?
No, nothing.
Just for a lousy piece of cold pizza, you're supposed to come out and see this bozo at Scott Buick?
Apparently so.
That's Scott Buick on US 19?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, everybody stop by at Scott Buick. The pizza's probably gone, but just as a matter of principle and pride, stop by and say, Bob sent me.
Help the guy out a little bit. He needs it.
He really
I was
does.
the only one there.
He really does. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Bob.
Okay, hey, look, if I ever do an automobile remote, I promise I'll have a microwave there so you can heat up the pizza.
Good deal.
Of course, the jerks over at TKN wouldn't think about doing that.
Of course not.
Of course not.
They're losers.
They are.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Bye. Don Richards standing by at the WFLA News Desk. Matter of fact, even the employee who has the truck may help you.
Okay, that sounds like a good deal.
Most of the people who work over there are really embarrassed about it.
Well, I've been listening to you for about 6 months, and I'm a new caller. I'm new blood.
Well, that's great.
And after I saw this, obviously I don't know what's going on. I'm just in a state of shock. I'm panicked. Oh my God!
Oh, my goodness,
Oborski could come to my house.
Exactly.
I mean, oh my God! What do I do?
Well, he's probably still back at the station. It rained this afternoon throughout most of the area.
Good.
And normally when it rains, he will not come out of the station by himself for fear of, stepping into a puddle. So, unless there's somebody to carry him around after a rainstorm, he normally stays at the station.
Oh, I see. Well, at least I'm pretty well spared there then.
Yeah, just look out for the dwarf.
Oh,
If you see a dwarf running around in your neighborhood, that is probably Obarski.
That's him, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if he comes around my neighborhood, around my house here, I could probably step on him. I mean,
Nah, you don't want to step on him. Just, kind of
rodent or
swat at him with a
insect,
newspaper
what
or
is he?
something. Just swat at him with a newspaper.
Get
away, Obarski, get away! Swat!
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds good. Bob, I'll tell you, you made my day. I was so confused, so shook up, I didn't know what to do. And you straightened me out, and thank God you're there.
That's what I'm here for.
Great. I do appreciate it.
Take care.
You too.
Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob.
Yeah.
I just got off the interstate, right?
Yeah.
I had to call you.
Yeah.
McHenry gave us a traffic report talking about a slowdown eastbound on the Howard Franklin.
Right.
I just ran 70 miles an hour across it. He's making up traffic reports again.
Oh, you mean he's probably at some bimbo's house calling him in?
More than likely.
I don't believe it. No, sir. I don't believe. You must be.
Now,
you're
westbound is backed up.
You're probably with a competing station, sir.
Fibber. No. I'm a faithful listener. Fibber. Have a good weekend.
Okay. McHenry? He's gone again? Just disappeared. Oh, there he is. McHenry. Garrow. I've two Foxes called in and left their telephone numbers for you. Are you there? Gee, I guess we'll just have to rip up these telephone numbers from the Foxes, the good-looking Foxes who came by to drop off the telephone numbers for Gary. I know what's wrong. Okay, it's almost the end of the show. Let's dump out of it so we can check in with him.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's
Gary, I'm sorry.
Jeez, put Sirio up here, make him a traffic star one day, and he loses it.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
That guy was a fibber, I'm sorry.
A fibber?
We had to slow down on the bridge. It was slow moving. Slow as slow can be. They moved it off the bridge. I told him they were going to move it off the bridge. They moved it off the bridge, started moving fast again. He went across later. That was 20 minutes ago. 20 stinking minutes ago it was slow.
Yeah, but don't forget we've been on delay. Could that have something to do with it?
You're running a 20-minute delay?
No.
Oh. Shouldn't have anything to do with it then, Bob.
No. Got any date tonight, Gary?
I'm too worn out from last night, Bob.
Two worn out from last night.
Two worn out from last night.
Yeah, that Chili's.
Too many big plans for the weekend, and I'm going to have to rest up, or I'm not going to be any good at all. Am I still keeping Sophie Sunday?
No way.
Oh.
No. We have other plans.
The lady in the blue blouse busy?
I don't know. Are you busy Sunday?
Sunday be fine.
Sunday, she says, would be fine.
She has a funny voice, Bob.
No.
Who's that with the giggle?
With a giggle?
Yeah, it sounds like there's a real young fox with a giggle back in there.
Well, yes, the room's full of young foxes
really?
with giggles.
You got all those numbers?
Yeah.
Sunday, Bob, I'm free all day.
Sunday, you're free all day. Well, gee, that's great. Out at the Tom's machine by the Magic Wand in Brandon?
No, hitting Scepter this weekend.
Okay. Well, thanks, Gar.
Hey, listen anytime.
Hey, take care.